Okay, sige.
All right, so welcome to the edition of Who the Heck Are We? We are now on episode 56. Our podcast is now a member of Globally Ballin Network. All our episodes are now available on video, so just go to the YouTube page of Globally Ballin, subscribe, and hit that bell button. Part of the Globally Ballin YouTube channel is the Globally Ballin podcast. So dive into the world of sporting opportunities around the world with Aaron Aronsden. Our next show is called 5 Minutes With, where it's an analysis-oriented show. So players themselves will talk about plays and the whatnot. One of their guests is Nico Salva. The next is, it's going to be coming this weekend, actually, the PVL, which is Hang Time with Denise Inside. They already interviewed Jaja Santiago. So that's coming. The PVL is going to be coming this weekend. And the last but not the least, is an eternity of basketball with our brothers Noel, Charlie, and Sid, and they talk about basketball and the like. Part of the show, or if not, the show is sponsored by Chops to Go, New Era, Hinalaban Farms, Johnny's Delight, Arfatelli, Cereal Milk Ice Cream, and Cuts Apparel. So if you see that what I'm wearing, this is Cuts Apparel. Yeah, so thank you, Clara, for this. So Cuts Apparel not only just does shirts, they also do cycling gear. So anything about cycling, which is, I think a lot of people are going cycling now, that's what you could go to is at Cuts Apparel PH. So we're now on episode 56. Claro, you are in the backstage. I could pull you in. We have two special guests,
Woohoo.
One is against our rival, Claro, being from LaSalle. So we have Coach Kat Quimpo, former Ateneo women's basketball coach, former Ateneo player, two-time UAAP champion. I have to get that if I was correct. Two-time UAAP champion. And we'll talk about her accolades and achievements later on. Part of the show is also Afril Bernardino from National University. Three-time UAA champion, tama ba? 2019 SEA Games gold medalist for the two, how do you call it?
Disciplines.
Disciplines, that's it,
Yeah.
of basketball, 5 versus 5 and the 3x3. And get this, Claros, he's also the three-time UAAP MVP. So that's
MVP.
Afril Bernardino.
Yeah,
Welcome
so-
to the show.
yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Claro.
Welcome, guys. Summary lang achievements of Coach Kat and Afril. So, legends, yes, in their own right.
Yeah.
Because of their CVs. Ang haba, no? So,
Haba.
welcome again, Claudia.
Yeah, it's good to have the women basketball stars of I was gonna say the yesteryears because Kat played before. So Kat, we'll start with you. So when did you actually start your basketball journey?
Do you really need to ask that? When?
Yes.
Basta after mo, Claudia.
Wow.
Definitely.
I was gonna ask kung sabay kayo actually tapos kalaban
Never.
sa preseason, Champions League.
No, I started very early. I don't know how old I was then, pero I was on the varsity team when I was in grade 4. That's when I started my basketball career, all the way until college. Medyo matagal.
Yeah, no. See, yeah, no.
Medyo matanda na ako dyan. This was, I think, my last year of playing.
Champion
That's her
kayo
jersey.
that time, no? Champion kayo na.
Champion. Tingnan ko yung sapatos ko. Champion kami niyan.
Adidas. Ano yan? Adidas
It's the pro models. Yes.
Pro model.
Yeah.
I got my
classic.
own pro models too.
Yeah. Oh my God. So who influenced you to play basketball? Okay.
Well, I remember it was my tito. He had 2 boys. And then we were just living right beside their house. And they would bring, actually 2 boys and then 2 girls, yung anak nila. And he would go to, that's in Makati, they would go to Bel Air and play. And we would just tag along, and I guess
Same
watch.
village. Yes.
Yeah. So from watching, playing on the side, being around them, being around my cousins, I think that's when it started. And then my dad supported us naman all the way. Like bought a ring, set up a ring inside our home, or outside pala sa garage, and so there. I think the passion grew from just being around people who played and loved basketball.
Did you ever do like Milo Best or any of those clinics?
1 year, I think, yeah, level 1 lang ako, yung dribbling level. I remember, inggit na inggit ako. I would see the others, nag-shoot na, gumagalaw na, tapos kami dribble pa rin ng dribble. And so I did 1 year of Milo Best when I was starting, yeah.
And then I want to hear this from you. So where did you go to high school?
High school?
Yeah,
LaSalle Zobel.
Woohoo! That's all. I just
From
wanted
grade school to high school. So from grade 4 all the way till I graduated my 4th year high school, I was in LaSalle Zobel.
You played basketball then also. I think.
In LaSalle Zobel,
Yeah.
I played from grade 4 to my last year, 4th year. Lahat yan, all the way in Zobel.
Your position was point guard all the time.
Yeah, most of the time I was playing point. Sometime I would try to be at the post, pero papaalisin ako, syempre. Ba't ka nandyan?
Of course, diba? And then no, because the reason why I asked is because you currently, of course, you were a former coach for Ateneo basketball, but we'll talk about that later on. And there's a thing where point guards are always, after their basketball careers, they become coaches, right? Yeah. Why do you think that happens?
Well, diba, when you're a point guard, or like growing up as a point guard, I was somewhat the extension of, the coach inside the court. And so I would pick up how they would teach, ano yung mga instructions, things like that. And just being the court general inside, being able to command people, right? I think grew in me a love for coaching, a love for directing or facilitating. I've always wanted to coach. So, pinapagalitan ako nung college, parang minsan di ako nakikinig sa coach ko, diba? Ako yung nagiging coach na talaga sa court. So, I think yun. And then, as I matured, I learned more. I got more interested in teaching, not just directing, and then I guess was influenced by my coaches also and inspired by them.
Yeah, no, look at that. See, that was that photo you just showed, Claro, was when Coach Kat was still a coach of Ateneo. But we'll get to that, your transition there later. But I think Claro has some questions for Afril.
Ikaw naman, Afril, like, why basketball yung sport of choice mo? Or may ibang sport ba growing up? Ano yung kwento mo? Yes.
Actually, yeah, meron akong ibang sports bago ako mag-start ng basketball. So, naglaro muna ako ng track and field ako nung maraming grade 4. Tapos, hanggang mag-high school ako, 3rd year high school, yun, track and field lang. May time pa nga ayaw ni Papa ako paglaruin ng time na yun. Kasi parang ayaw ako supportahan yung school, gano'n. Pero wala. Hindi... Wala naman siyang choice kundi supportahan ako, gano'n. Yeah, I'm thankful for him na lagi nakasuporta sa akin. So, and then, yun, after 3rd year high school, nag-double event ako sa palarong pambansa, track and field. Nung time na yun, isa lang priority ko, track and field. And then, isang beses, parang napadaan ako sa basketball court. Tapos naglalaro yung women's girls team doon ng basketball ng Calabarzon. So sabi ko, parang gusto kong magtira ng isang beses lang sa 3 points. So nag-ask ako, kinapalan ko yung mukha ko. Sabi ko, pwede akong maki-shoot isa, ganun. So, pinagbigyan naman nila ako. Then, yung coach nila, parang kinausap ako. Sakto, kulang sila ng isang player kasi nagkasakit. So, kinausap ako kung gusto ko maglaro sa team nila. Sabi ko, parang hindi na akong dalawang isip eh. Kasi parang gusto ko rin naman maglaro ng basketball because
Okay. I think Afril got cut. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, we lost him. That's all right. We
Sayang.
could go to... Ang ganda na. Kat, did you know that she started...
Yeah,
that she
I
started...
did.
Ayun, this is
Oh,
back.
so
Okay.
you catch that? Like,
You back, Afril?
3-time MVP,
Yeah.
tapos nag-start ng 4th year.
Third year high school.
Third year lang daw. Yes.
Hindi, actually, nung third year high
Fourth year
school
pa.
ako, third year high school ako nun, parang hindi pa ako masyadong marunong. Rebound lang, tapos kick out. Pati layups, hindi ako ganun masyadong marunong.
Aha.
Kumbaga, fourth year high school na ako natuto nung nag-transfer na ako sa NU.
Okay. Pero one question. So, dumaan ka sa court, magpa-shoot ka lang. Pasok ba yung tira? Kaya sabi ng coach, oy, sali ka.
Yun na nga eh, hindi pumasok. Hindi ko alam kung bakit.
Magaling yung coach, may eye.
One
May
shot,
eye for
you're in.
potential.
Okay,
Ayun.
yeah. Yes. But sorry, what city is this? So, nasa Calabarzon ka? Am I correct?
Calabarzon, yes. Palarong pambansa yan, Calabarzon yung dinala namin. So, I'm from Cainta, Rizal.
Okay. Yes. Kasi baka puro gold medal ka sa track and field. Kaya may second thoughts ka ba at first? Uy, track or basketball? Wala namang...
Nung una,
Okay.
parang sabi pa nga ng papa ko, parang, ano bang priority mo dyan? Pagka sa akin, parang, napaisip ako nung sinabi niya yun. Sabi ko, high jump ba or basketball? So sabi ko, napatunayan naman ako sa track and field. Though hindi ko naman nakakalimutan yung passion ko na yun. And, yun, siguro na open up lang sa mind ko na yung basketball is parang dream din ng papa ko. So parang gusto ko din ganito. Lagi niya ako ni-invite na manood ng PBA sa TV.
Yes.
Kaso nung time na yun, parang hindi ako mahilig manood. Pero gusto ko maglaro. So yun,
Gets,
kung dumating
yes.
yung opportunity na yun, sabi ko, i-grab ko na to.
Ayun. And then...
Kahit na nasa basketball ako noon, nagtitraining ako ng high jump. Yung training kasi ng high jump, parang magka-curve ka, tapos aabutin mo yung board, parang ganun. Yun yung training ko before.
Wow.
So may
Kaya
basketball.
ngayon, kala ko sabihin mo nung pinapili ka ng dad mo, inisip mo pagsasabayin ko na lang. Kaya ngayon, nag-high jump siya sa basketball, di ba? Taas tumalon. Pinagsasabay na lang niya.
Sakto talaga.
Oo nga. How about you, Kat? Did you double sport?
Jump
Did you do
high?
it?
No, I didn't.
Nag-double sport ka ba? Did you ever do any kind of...
No, I
So
got
you
into many sports before basketball, and I had some hobbies. I got into tennis, swimming, badminton, bowling, pero as hobbies lang. I was really focused in basketball. Basketball all the way.
Wow, good. And were you also asked to watch film or basketball games to just further your knowledge of the basketball?
Hindi uso yun nung bata ako eh. Parang we would just watch, I guess, the PBA, NBA. Ako, may sarili akong mixtape, yung End One mixtape. Kaya nadala ko sa practice.
Oh, wow.
and
Yes,
then-
yes.
Diba?
I know
Okay,
that.
those
I know
who
that.
reacted, you're my time.
Yeah.
Diba? When you buy sa US, like if you would buy sa mga stores, they would give you a free End One mixtape to go with your basketball shoes. And I would always ask my friend to bring home some. Bilan mo ako yan. So I learned wala pang YouTube. So I learned from the mixtapes, the street ballers.
Natatawa
Pang
si
ball
April
handling.
eh.
Coach, yes.
Hindi kayo nagsabay, no?
Hindi kami nagsabay. Sayang. Sayang.
Bakit sayang?
That's actually a question. The NU team versus, I don't know if you want to cut this out eventually, but parang mananalo ba daw yung NU team ngayon versus the Ateneo team before my time.
Wow.
Pero sabi ko wala kaming import. Pero ewan ko, kaya siguro namin sila.
Sina Afril. Okay. Mamaya, we'll go to Afril, no? Clara, I just have a question for Kat. So you Kat, you entered, so you went to, you studied in La Salle Zubel. What made you move to Ateneo to play basketball? Because also La Salle had, at that time, I know, had a strong basketball, how do you call that? System also, no? Or why did you move to Ateneo?
Honest answer, I just like the campus in Ateneo better. Like coming from Isabel,
Mhm.
but that was really a priority. Isipin mo, I came from Isabel, we were in diba, parang a subdivision in Ayala, Alabang. And then, our school goes to visit the TAF. Parang may school tour. Parang ayoko dito. No offense, but I really wanted the subjects there. So really, parang I was preparing to go to LaSalle already in my head in my third year. Then when we visited, parang na culture shock ako with the place or just kung saan siya yung located. And then my former teammate Erica D was also a big influence. She went to Ateneo. She also was my parang mentor when I was in Zobel. And so I had somebody na I knew in Ateneo, and when we went there, ang ganda nung campus. I liked the course. I took up business management. And then I guess parang I wanted to be part of a team where I could make the most significance. Like LaSalle was already a champion team, and I was telling my friends, and I'm not sure if the LaSalle players knew this then, pero parang for me there was no way to go but down. And the Ateneo team was a cellar dweller. Parang 3 wins in 3 seasons, parang ganon. And then when I came to visit, I played with the team scrimmage. Parang I think I can see myself being part of this team and even helping out. So yun lang, nothing spectacular.
Just to add,
Ateneo has a nice campus. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, Ateneo does have a nice.
It's a
So
nice
when I was
campus.
playing, I had dinner with Sinakat and Coach Russell, one of the writers of Winning Still, no. And I was talking to Kat. I said, Kat, during my time, Ateneo they were the whipping women. Meaning, every time we would play with them, we would win. No doubt, we would always win. Kasama UP, kasama was also UP.
Yeah.
Then little did I know when Kat joined, ayun na, that was the rise of Ateneo, no. How about you, Afril? How did you move paano ka napunta sa NU?
Yes, from high school.
Yun, yung palarong pambansa, nag-double event ako, tapos semis namin yun versus NCR. Tapos, parang nandun yung coaching staff ng NU. So, napanood
Hindi pa
niya.
si Pat yun, no?
Napanood niya ako. Hindi pa. Si Coach Paul. Tapos si Coach Julie, yun, after nung semis, kinausap niya kami agad. So, 5 kami nung time na yun.
Wow.
So, nung,
So you recruited 5. Na-recruit niya 5.
No, kung magaling, why not, di ba? Sulit yung biyahe.
Nainggit ako
hindi, pero hindi naman yung lahat. Doon pumunta sa
Okay.
NU. So,
Okay.
ako kasi parang malaki opportunity rin sa akin. So, and especially college, free scholarship. So, parang yun agad yung naisip ko. Para makatulong ako sa family ko on that time. So, yun, after nung palarong pambansa, pag-uwi ko dito sa Manila, sabi ko sa papa ko, pag may ganitong offer yung National University, parang gusto ko mag-try out, gusto ko puntahan, gano'n. So, bilhan niya ako ng shoes.
Yan.
Parang di na
Anong
siya dalawang
sapatos?
isip.
Anong sapatos? Pro model.
Sobrang
Pro model.
hindi naman.
Bago
Or baka
na yan,
Jordan.
bago na.
Juma Jordan ka dito sa picture eh.
Ang ganda
Jordan
ng
yan, Jordan.
Ganda ng form.
Pero, pangit yung laro ko ng time na yan.
Forma lang.
Binawi ko na lang sa picture
Wow.
ko.
Okay.
Sabi ko, ay, may camera, gagandahan ko to.
Na-shoot ba yung bola niyan?
Na-shoot naman.
Ayun,
Okay.
okay.
Yun
At
ang
least.
importante.
Yes.
Okay. So your dad bought you your shoes?
Mhm.
And
Tapos
then,
yun, after, diretso na kami. Inatid nila ako sa NU. Si Papa at si Mama. Nanood sila ng tryout ko. So, doon na nag-start. Parang wala lang patumpik-tumpik. Sige, NU ka na. Okay, yun.
Tuloy-tuloy.
Tuloy.
Yes. Pero ayun, na-spot ka in palarong pambansa. But
Yes.
before that, may mga tournaments ka ba with your school para nakakuha ka ng experience or anything doon? Kasi
Sa basketball,
yes.
naglalaro ako sa bahay namin, sa larong kalye lang, gano'n. Mga lalaki kalaban. So, tapos nung naglaro na ako, parang iba pala pag nasa tong court ka na, gano'n. Yung feeling ba?
Mhm.
Yung feeling na parang yun na yung dream mo na paglaro sa totoong court, basketball court. So, na-excite ako na matuto, na magkaroon ng makakuha ng experience, makalaro ng iba't ibang Pinay ballers. Ayun.
So parang palarong pambansa yung first opportunity mo tapos na-spot ka na kaagad. Wow.
Yes.
That's a baller.
That's
MVP
the
yan, ha?
That means
Exactly.
talent yun. Natural talent yun. That's a God-given talent.
And yung high jump, syempre, yung practice did not go to waste. Kaya may vertical. Of course, Claudia.
Of course, yeah. Is there this is, I feel, but number 12 ang suot mo? Was there a reason? Ba't ka number 12?
Oh, yun na lang yung last na number. So, yun na yung number na kinuha ko.
Yun na lang no? Okay. So you stayed, you're with NU. First year mo ba, nag-champions na kayo?
Yung first na liga ko sa NU is can't remember.
Pre-season yan siguro. Yes.
Para pre-season.
Baka pre-season before you up, of course.
Yeah, nag-champion naman kami.
May nagsasabi
yeah, I remember.
Ayan.
WBL. Yan. WBL. Milo ata yung may Yeah. Sorry. WBL yung
Sige.
Coach.
May nagko-coach sa kanya.
WBL yung tournament.
Okay. So, because we were talking in the before you came in, no, na how NU has the winning streak, no, of how many, Claro?
96-0?
96. Oh.
Mga 6
Nandun
years
ka ba
yan.
Wow. So, were you there at the start? No,
Yes.
96 win.
Yes po. Parang kami yung unang nag-champion. Yeah. Okay. So,
Dapat yan. Okay. Naiya ka pa eh.
Kasi, hindi naman mga second to the last yung NU. So, parang, syempre, na-feel ko kung paano yung matalo every single game. Ano yung kulang sa ginawa namin. So, parang, ang dami ko natutunan. Hanggang sa, na-realize ng team na kung anong naging kulang ng team kung bakit hindi kami nakakuha ng win. So, yeah, sige, usap kami anong problema, nag-open forum, kung may galit ba dito. Parang open up na yung sa yung gusto mong sabihin sa team. May galit ka ba or what. Kasi hindi ka makabuo ng team kapag alam mong kahit isang player merong sama ng loob. So, yun, nilabas namin yung sama ng loob namin sa coaches, sa players, sa teammates. Then after nun, kaisa kami na pag-usapan yung anong gusto namin. Yung isang goal na gusto namin mangyari. One win at a time. So, yun yung ginawa namin. Hard work kami, communication, lahat. Kahit na pagod na, pinupush pa rin yung isa't isa.
Gusto ko yung sinabi niya, 1 win at a game. Nasa 96 wins.
96 times. Kakapagod yun, no? Kakapagod. Grabe.
96 wins.
Grabe.
Diba, Kat?
Buti wala ako nun. Buti graduate na ako.
Ako yung nagsusulat noon, Afril. Siguro, nagka 4 games ako sa 96. kalaban nyo yung Lasal those times when I was a school journalist. But let's jump to you, Coach Kat. When did you segue or how did you segue to your coaching career?
College pa lang ako nagko-coach na ako while playing. No,
Yes,
just kidding. But
a point guard.
yeah, I think yun nga, parang I've always had a passion for teaching. And after basketball, I think this is common to a lot of mga graduates. Parang you still want to be around basketball, around the team. And I still had my younger teammates playing on the team. So and I think I was given an opportunity because at that time when I was graduating or after my last year, parang nagkaroon ng change of coaching staff, and the new coaching staff coming in were all male and had experience in men's basketball. Wala yata sa women's basketball. I think little experience. So they wanted me to help transition the team. So they invited me to be part of the coaching staff, and I think that's when it started talaga. Right after graduating.
So you were
How was the journey? Yes, of course. Transitioning, coach, of course, you're just limited to the sidelines. You can't say, sige, I'm coming in. I'm going to put in a few buckets, give out a few assists. But how was that transition knowing that you can just call out instructions from the sideline now? But it is still, of course, a very important job to a team.
Yeah, actually yung my only role then was to parang to be the conduit of the coaches kasi parang they didn't know how to communicate best to the female athletes or female players. And plus, I was just limited to yung skills training. I was helping the players in their skills, teaching them or passing on whatever I learned. So I was really young, didn't really know a lot about coaching. I stuck to what I knew, which was yun nga, skills training, gave some points. Pero mahirap maging coach kasi like you said, especially as a young coach, parang sanay ka pa na, okay, parang pasok ako, laro ako, hindi nyo kaya, ako nalang gagawa. You could still be thinking that way. So it was really, I guess, hard. There are times na medyo frustrating when you're not seeing on the court what you want to see or what you're teaching the players. Pero I was just happy to be around basketball still, even after I graduated.
Before we go on a break, I have a last question kay Kat, no? What is the frustration in coaching as an assistant coach? Kasi you're not, right now we're still talking to you as an assistant coach. No? Ano yung frustration of being an assistant coach?
I guess it's the frustration of every person who's not calling the shot. Sometimes you want it your way. I mean, whether it's right or wrong, parang there's really this urge to want to control things, and when you can't, the frustration comes in. Yung parang may gusto kang gawin, but it's not my place. You can only, I mean, as an assistant coach, your job is to help the head coach make decisions. So you give him information. Bigay ka lang ng bigay na information, but of course you have your own own approach and perspective on things, and sometimes they don't do it the way that you would have wanted them to do it. So I mean that's on that's on the assistant coaches to understand that that's really their role.
Yeah, I'll ask you more about your coaching philosophy as we go on a break. So claro. Okay, so we're now on episode 56 of Who the Heck Are We? Is part of the Globally Ballin network. And in order for you to watch our shows, just click on Globally Ballin, our YouTube channel, subscribe, and hit that bell button. Part of the Globally Ballin podcast is the Globally Ballin podcast, where they take a surface level view of sports and opportunities around the world. Another show is called Hang Time with Denise Tensai. 5 Minutes with, where I always forget this show. 5 Minutes with, where players take a game. They watch it for 5 minutes and they take an analysis of what's happening within the game. Now, the next show is Hang Time with Denise Tensai, where they have guests like Faith Nisperos, Tin Tiamzon, and Charo Santiago, and the latest is Jaja Santiago. Last but not the least is an eternity of basketball with our friends Noel, Charlie, and Sid. Sponsoring the show are Chops to Go, New Era, Hinuluban Farms, Joji's Delight, Arfatelli, Milk Ice Cream, and Cuts Apparel. Cuts Apparel only does not just these shirts here, but cycling gear. So if anything about cycling or even employee shirts and all that, just go to at Cuts Apparel PH. So Kat, back to you. So now you're an assistant coach, and then you got upgraded to uh, head
leveled
coach
leveled up.
of
Mhm.
Ateneo, the women's Ateneo team. What was your coaching leveled up, upgrade? What was your coaching philosophy getting into uh, Ateneo women's coach?
I think my advantage being around different coaching staffs or being part of different coaching staffs, somehow, diba, uh, I was already able to pick and choose what's effective for the team or the players. So, yun, just putting together everything that I've observed throughout the years from the different coaches. And siguro yung I guess one main goal namin was to really get the players to play together. Um, for whatever reason, when I came in as a head coach, um, parang ano, parang not all the players were engaged, not all the players were involved,
Mhm.
and mm, siguro my main philosophy talaga is player development. I know that's not common in the college level kasi dapat sa college level they've already somehow developed. But when I came in, that's really what the team needed, and that's what our focus went to.
Player development.
Yeah.
And then
So,
COVID
and
happened.
I didn't have time to recruit any more new players when I came in. We had one on in process, but I remember them asking me, so what do you plan to do in terms of recruitment? Do you have people in mind uh, that you're looking at? Parang, of course, I was new. I only came in late already. Parang yung mga palaro, those were already finished, those tournaments. So I told them we're gonna recruit off the bench. Like there were a lot of talent on the team that
Mhm.
were
Wow.
not developed or untapped. So we'll just develop that.
I like that. Recruit off the bench.
I like that
That's
term. Yes.
yeah. Let's
I wish I
recruit
heard
off
it
the bench.
before.
Tipid,
Yes.
di
Yeah.
ba? Tipid. Kaya ningit ako sa five recruits eh. Away off the bench. Nandyan nakapasok na.
Claro?
Yes. For you naman, Afril. So, NU, champions kayo, you picked up MVPs, tapos nag-national team ka pa. Kamusta yung transition? Best of the Philippines ka na in this situation, tapos the best of other versus the best of other countries, China, Malaysia, lahat sila. Kamusta yung overall experience mo and adjustment?
Actually, nung una po, parang nakakaba kasi parang international na siya. Hindi na siya,
Mhm.
hindi siya NU, hindi siya college. So may time na parang ang pangit ng laro ko nun, Malaysia kalaban namin. So pinagalitan ako ni Coach Pat. Sabi niya, "Uy, hindi na to NU." Parang sabi ko, bakit kailangan niya sabihin? Parang after niya sabihin niya sa akin, parang nagising ako. Pero ang hirap. I mean, parang hindi siya nagsisingit sa akin na international na pa yung lalaroan ko. So, ang laki ng adjustment kasi ang hirap. Hindi mo alam yung takot, ang laki ng kalaban nyo. Tapos, wala akong idea sa mga games sila or anong ba yung mga history ng ganito. So, yun yung adjustment ko is I need to push myself harder na parang mag-sink in sa sarili ko na international na yung game. So, hindi na sa college or whatsoever. Parang natanggap ko siya as a challenge. And sabi ko sa sarili ko, sige, laban ka lang. Marami kang makukuha ng experience. Marami kang matutunan. And ano yung goal na gusto mo mangyari sa game, sa tournament na to, sa for being national athlete, national team. So sabi ko, laruin mo lang. Anong ginagawa ko sa college? Need to improve every day. Need to learn more every day. So, every day, even weekends, after ng class, ano yung kailangan to improve? Sabi ko, huwag kang matakot kasi pare-press naman kayo na kinakain. No? Yun yung mga sinasabi ng mga matatanda. Diba? Pag papapaka sa laban. Yun yung sinasabi sa akin ng papa ko palagi. Sabi niya, huwag kang matakot dyan, pare-press namin na kinakain. Pakita mo sa kanila yung lumilipad na bulldog.
Oh.
Wow.
Nice. Yes. Pero I think
that.
same coach Pat for NU and then also for national team. So malaking tulong ba yan na I think same system from NU to national team. So parang nag-level up lang kayo in a way just to play overseas. Kamusta yung transition since same coach kayo?
Yung plays, sabi mga NU players, okay, I mean, medyo nakukuha namin. But hindi naman namin yun magagawa without the team. So, and especially iba-ibang personality namin, iba-iba paano namin tignan yung play. So, merong mga pag-a-adjust sa mga gagawin. And especially bagong, personality, kailangan makipag-band sa kanila. And nung time ko na yun, rookie pa ako sa ganon. And alam ko mas marami silang experience sa akin. Wala. Yung parang kailangan kong i-enjoy yung game. Kahit na, si Coach Pat, naging coach ko sa college. Pero iba pa rin yung, si Coach Pat na niya, tuturuan kami ano yung kailangan namin gawin. Pero kami yung maglalaro sa court. Kumbaga yung place is guide namin kung anong dapat gawin, kung bakit may play, di ba? Kumbaga, yun yung system niya to make us one.
Nice.
Nag 5-on-5 ka na, tapos may 3x3 pa. Since naka-adjust ka na sa 5-on-5, kamusta yung 3x3? Mas madali ba? Or let's say mas experience ka na, so okay, no problem dito ang adjustment mo?
Akala ko nung una, mas madali yung 3x3 kasi tatluan, medyo
Oo nga di ba?
Tapos
Yes.
5-on-5, mas mahirap, hindi ako mahirap. Kumbaga, siguro yung 5-on-5 kasi yung diferensya niya is may pahinga yung 5-on-5 eh. And 5 kayong nasa court. Kapag napunta sa opposite side, pwede ka magpahinga dito sa opposite side. So and mas maraming
Stop time. Like that ball.
Yes, coach. Parang yun. Baga, yung oras mo, pwede ka makapag-isip, meron ka pang time na ano tong gagawin mo. Kumbaga makapag-isip ka 24 seconds ng options. Sa 3x3, sobrang bilis. Parang kukurap ka lang, meron nang nangyayari. Diba?
12 seconds lang yung shot clock dun. Oo.
So, yung kailangan mo talaga is sobrang stamina, disiplina, and yung responsibility mo. Kasi ang hirap kapag sa 3x3, shoot na yung kalaban. Tapos, wala pang, kumbaga mas madali, hindi pa sayang sa oras, hindi easy basket. Hindi naman easy basket. Kumbaga, yun yung easy way na magkaroon kayo na makapag-isip kayo ng play and meron kayong 12 seconds lang. So, kapag nailabas mo na, within 2 seconds, meron kang 10 seconds to attack to make an options. Ayun. Tapos, yung practice namin, si Coach Kat, kapag nalabas mo lang yung bola, meron ka lang 4 seconds to attack. Sorry, Coach.
Ayan na.
Mukhang ano,
Yun, quick decision.
Punta tayo kay Kat. Kay Kat,
Yes,
you know,
Claudia.
so, you 5-on-5 basketball, and then, there's this, the 3x3 is actually an upcoming discipline in basketball. What are the differences? Do you have experience as a 3x3 coach? And if you do, what are the experiences that you experience as a 3x3 compared to the 5v5?
So there's a 3x3 division or parang exhibition game ba yun? Exhibition division? I don't know what you call it. In the UAAP. So that was the very first tournament that I joined as a head coach. Siguro yung pinaka key difference is there's actually no in-game coaching. So my philosophy of player development medyo pasok siya kasi I develop the players, prepare them, help them make decisions, and then pagdating sa laro, they can just go play and make those decisions inside the court. So that's one key. Parang kung sanay yung mga players ng guidance ng coach, yung coach yung timing ng timeout, wala yung ganong support sa 3x3. And like what Afril mentioned, mabilis talaga yung laro. There's really no calling plays. There's no, like, as a point guard, di ba? Parang expectation is, okay, pamatay sunog, change momentum, okay, set mo, kasi masyado mabilis yung laro. You can't do that. Parang, you just have to know what to do already. And that, all those things are prepared beforehand. Kasi pagdating sa game, instinct na lang yung lalabas.
Wow. And we were hearing that the women's basketball, especially after Afril's exceptional games in the 5 versus 5 and 3x3, no? What do you think of the women's professional basketball leagues here that's coming up in the Philippines? Coach Katz, I could start with you.
So now there's the WNBL. I think they started yung draft. There's a draft, so it's going to be the first professional league for women's basketball. The WNBL has actually been around for at least a year, for a while. And then, nitong pandemic lang siya ginawang pro. And syempre, that excited all of the basketball players, diba? Female basketball players. I'm sure it excited Afril to know that, okay, parang there's now a professional league that young female basketball players, young athletes can aspire to be in, di ba? Parang yan yung goal ko. Naalala ko ng bata ako, gusto ko mag-WNBA. Pero di ba, alam natin na suntok sa buwan yan na mangyari. Especially with my height. But now that we have our own local, di ba, pro league, this would do wonders because now the programs have to lead to that. Like, we have to prepare our athletes now to get to that level. If not the national level, the pro level. Hindi na yan yung parang, basta manalo lang tayo sa college. Yeah. Kahit di ko nagamit itong player 1, 2, 3, 4, kasi champion naman kami. But we have to think of basketball being their career now. I mean, if that's what they want to do, then we have to set that up for them while in the high school level and the college level. So I think that would really impact the basketball programs in the women's division.
That's right, because I know that Afril, diba, you also played overseas, no?
Yes po.
Yeah. And how was it playing overseas then? Kamusta yung atmosphere, the program dun? And anong team yun?
Valkyrie Hatchers, yung team ko sa Malaysia. Naglaro ako doon for 3 months. No, pagdating ko pa doon, sabi nila, ang taba ako daw.
What?
Yan, bago lang yan. Yan yung
Bago lang.
Before. Unang dating ko. Tapos,
okay.
3 months. Grabe, sobrang sobrang disiplina ng training nila, and uh, yung tukbukan talaga, walang like, I mean, takbuhan, conditioning. Actually, yung doon lang ako nakakapag-training ng 4 hours. Gabi pa siya.
4 hours?
Actually, dapat 3 hours lang siya. After ng practice, meron pa kaming conditioning. Hindi kasama dun sa 3 hours sa training conditioning. Meron footworks, for running. Before din kami mag-start, may running. Passing. Parang normal practice, pero mas mahirap, mas discipline yung mga tao doon. Sobrang focus sila especially sa basketball. Sobrang sobrang organized sila sa basketball, especially sa women's. Yun nga, baliktad Parang mas na-recognize yung women's sila doon kaysa doon sa lalaki.
Okay.
Parang, sabi ko, sana may ganito rin sa dito sa Pilipinas. Kahit na hindi man siya priority, but at least magkaroon ng support. So nagkaroon ng WNBL. So yun ang naman yung yun din yung reason namin kung ba't namin gusto mag-champion, na magkaroon ng exposure yung women's basketball dito sa atin.
Nice.
Kasi parang nahuhuli na tayo sa ibang bansa Meron silang international, meron silang professional league dun sa kanila. Dito sa atin, wala. So, hopefully, this coming WNBL na magkaroon ng sinuportahan nila yung women's basketball.
Good. Claro, you have a question?
For Coach Kat and Afril siguro, because before the pandemic, pataas na yung women's basketball. We were seeing televised women's basketball games, excuse me, and now they're really close to establishing this pro league. How does it mean for the two of you, siguro, that your role models, even before the pandemic or even before the potential pro league, your role models, kids, young girls will say, I want to be like Coach Kat. I want to be like Afril. How does it feel to be in that position to inspire the future?
Siguro I'll let Afril answer that first. I think she's more relevant now. Yung kids, di na nila ako kilala ako matatanda na. Kilala ako, yung may kilala sa akin sa college na. So maybe you wanna speak to that first, Afril. Yeah.
Yun, siguro gusto ko sabihin na lahat tayo nagsimula sa hindi tayo marunong. Yun yung unang sinasabi, hindi tayo marunong. Hindi tayo magaling. Pero pag sinama mo ng tiwala sa sarili mo tsaka puso sa gusto na ginagawa mo, maabot mo kung ano yung gusto mong mangyari. I mean, magkaroon ka lang ng sipag, tiyaga, disiplina, sarili mo, responsibilities. Yan, unti-unti, makakuha mo, especially yung pangarap mo, sabi nga nila, pag may tiyaga, may nilaga, di ba? Pagka hard work, tapos dedication sa gusto gawin, especially, sa basketball, sa Pinay ballers na gustong laro ng basketball na gusto yung makita yung talent nyo. At meron tayong WNBL na opportunity na may chance na makapakita yung talent natin ng women's basketball dito sa Pilipinas. So, supportahan natin and maniwala kayo, lahat tayo nagdaan sa hirap, sa hindi marunong, sa mababa. Kung hindi pagsisipagan, hindi ka maniwala sa sarili mo, at hindi mo binibigyan ng puso yung ginagawa mo, wala tayong mararating.
True. And Kat, your turn. Yeah.
You still need my response after that?
I know, no. Sige, but I could ask, Kat, do you want to hear Kat's answer?
I think so, Coach.
Yeah,
because with you as a coach, of course,
yes,
you are the mentor of the idols of these young girls who are aspiring to make it big in sports. You guys have big roles. Yes.
Ilang months nag-usap ni Coach Kat, sobrang dami ko na natutunan sa kanya.
Yes. Sige, yun. Okay.
Okay, stop na. Stop na.
Afril with the assist.
Yeah, tama,
Yeah.
tama.
No, ako, I'm just really glad that now yung young young girls natin can already dream to be in the pro level. So before, parang we would think about that, we would dream about that, but parang very vague. I don't know how to get there, how to get to that level. And now it's so concrete. Diba? You do well, you persevere, like I've said, and you have now an option to be at the very top level if you want to, if you choose to, or if you work towards that. So, natutuwa lang ako now that there's more opportunities for women. Pantay na siya, wala na yung sa lalaki meron, sa babae wala, because now we have it. But we really do need to support. It's in the early stages. It hasn't even opened yet. Yung liga, magsa-start pa lang. But at least now that it's there, we'll see professional female basketball players playing, and the young girls will see them. Ewan ko, kung sa TV man yan, live stream man yan, they can now really dream and know that dream is possible. So that's very exciting for me.
I like that. The dream is possible. Yeah, tama
The
yan.
dream is possible.
Yeah. Okay, so no, you both of you mentioned the WNBL. Of course, we have that 5-on-5, and I believe that there's also the 3x3. Are you gonna be part? Are the two of you gonna be part of it?
Kailan ba to? A couple of months ago or last month, there was an opening. Parang they opened applications for 3x3, and we were interested. Like, we submitted our application. So we have yet to hear from the league, but that's definitely something that we're eyeing. We like sabi nga ni Af, it's a fun, it's an exciting game. I believe the 3x3 team led by the Gilas Pilipinas team has a huge potential in our country, and we can really do well in that division. So that's something that we're interested in and would like to be part of when the league actually launches.
Nice. So hopefully that's soon, no, Coach Kat, that we get to watch the women play in the court, the 5v5 and then the 3x3. Phil, last question sa'yo before we wrap up and give you guys the time to shout out to your friends. No, Phil, you played against a lot of the China, Korea. How was their play in terms of 3x3 naman? Hindi sa 5-on-5, but sa 3x3.
3x3. Mabilis kasi yung 3x3. Tapos may challenge pa na ang lalaki ng kalaban namin. So, ang lilit namin, especially ako, si Ate Janine. Maliit kami. So, anong isipin namin, ano yung advantage namin sa kanila? Pero yun na lang yun yung naging option namin to fight. Kasi hindi kami pwedeng mag-isip na, naku, ang lalaki nito. Anong gagawin namin? Pagka, di ka titigil kakaisip kung anong dapat gawin. Need to be positive. Kahit sino kami kalaban mo, kahit ganun palaki. Always think na there's always a way na masosolve nyo yung challenge na kinakarap nyo. So, naniwala kami sa isa't isa kung ano kaya namin gawin. Manalo matalo, magkasama kami. Ginawa namin best namin, lumaban kami hanggang dulo. So,
Wait, you're saying maliit ka. How tall are you?
5'8".
5'8".
I'm 5'7". I feel I'm tall. Diba? Yeah, pero it's good, congratulations talaga sa gold medal mo, Phil. You won. I mean, that's both disciplines. That's 5 versus 5, tapos biglang 3x3. Ang hirap nun to change your mind, diba? After, I think you played 3x3, tapos biglang nag 5-on-5. Hirap nun, no? How about you, Coach Ka? How again, how are you gonna, if you were gonna be part of the WNBL, How are you gonna change your mindset coming from 5 versus 5 to 3x3?
Think marami, even now that I'm learning the game, I'm finding out new things or mga do's and don'ts, mga ito ginagawa namin sa 3x3 tapos ito hindi na ay ginagawa namin sa 5-on-5, ito hindi siya applicable sa 3x3. I think one main thing for me is really being able to train and equip the athletes, the players in a way that would help them make the best decisions on the court kasi wala ka na doon. So as a coach, that would be the biggest adjustment. Sanay tayo na tayong nagko-command, tayong authority, sabihin natin, ito yung play, ito takbo nyo, or di ka dito, or we call the timeout. Basta we call the shots. In 3x3, we don't. In 3x3, parang, kakagat ka na lang ng ngipin, tapos pray that they do well, right? Or i-apply nila sa court yung pinapractice mo. But at the end of the day, you're really out of the court. Like, you're completely not in there. Kung ako, assistant coach of first state ako kasi can't say anything. Eto, mas wala ka talagang say. So you have to find ways to prepare them beforehand.
Tsaka trust. You have to trust your players.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Kasi
yeah.
if they don't know, if they're not confident in your trust, madidistract sila sa court, titingin sa stands, or di ba walang time mag-isip eh. So if there's no trust, that would actually hinder them from playing to the best of their abilities.
And so Afril, kailangan may trust ka kay Coach Coach Kat.
Two-way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pag
Really.
wala.
Okay, so again, we're actually at the end of our show. Normally we ask our guests to give the shout out or tell them to watch whatever they're part of. But why don't we start with Afril? You could start thanking your fans because I'm sure madami kang fans and friends and your parents
Yes.
and family. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to say thank you for all the fans that supporting us. Sana hindi kayo magsawa na sumuporta, especially sa women's basketball. Marami kayong matututunan, marami kayong makita na talented women's na naglalaro ng basketball. So, sana hindi kayo magsawang sumuporta. Thank you.
Yun. Okay, Kat.
I just wanna invite everyone to support the WNBL, our first ever pro league for women's basketball. Kasama lang ako. I'm just one of many female basketball players that wished and dreamed to have this league and to play for this league. And now that it's here, I'm sure that a lot of young girls will be excited to dream to be part of it as well. So tayo as female athletes, as female basketball players, this is one step towards having more choices, equality, and so I would invite everyone to support it. Whether kung anumang division yan, I know they have the 5-on-5, the 3x3, and then they also have the 1v1 divisions. Let's all come out and support it. Whether to watch it on live stream or wherever it will be shown, and support all the female athletes also who are playing in it. Sila yung pagdadaanan yung mga birth pangs nitong new league, diba? So let's all support. And I just wanna also say a shout out to Coach Ford, Commissioner Heidi Ong of the 3x3, and to all the other female athletes out there who is watching this. Please support.
Ayun. Alam mo sa lahat ng pangalan na sinabi niyo, yan, si Julie Amo, si Coach Ford, tsaka si Coach Heidi. Yan ang batch ko. So, I don't want to give my age.
and Coach Russell too.
And Coach Russell, yeah.
Transition offense that you gave.
Oh,
me.
yes. So Coach Russell, again, who was part of the winning still riders, gave Coach Kat some tips on the transition offense that hopefully Kat and Coach Kat and Phil will be part of. No, so ladies, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being part of the Who the Heck Are We podcast, and definitely Clara and myself and Jay, who's not here, will be supporting women's basketball. April, I watched you. I was part of the Gilas of Coach Tim Cohn. So nung nanalo kayo, nandun kami. I was watching from with sina Coach Tim Cohn, and lahat kami napabilib namin. Lahat. Pati si Chris Ross, napabilib kami sa we were like, wow, this girl is amazing. So thank you so for making women's basketball proud talaga. It's such a big
Yeah.
gap from where we started, from where you guys are now. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of support from a lot of people. So thank you, Afril and Coach Kat. We'll put you in backstage while Clara and I will be closing the show.
Okay. We'll see you guys. Yes.
All right. So what do you think?
That was a blast. Yes. First, I can give away 2 quick impressions from this. Well, before the 2 quick impressions, 12 seconds lang daw yung 3x3 and 5x5. I really love how Coach and Afril explained the differences. 12 seconds. My water break is more than 12 seconds. For sure. So, yun. And then yung 2 takeaways, of course, we can go. You see how Afril gives her messages? Ayan. That's what you call a role model for the future. So, players will go, oh, I want to be like Afril. And then you flash the picture of her, Juma Jordan. Ayun, pasok daw yung tira. Confirmed. And then, of course, with Coach Kat, her contribution is very big, especially with the sport continuing to grow. And it's great to have people like her to mentor, again, these players. Because, again, they are the mentors of the idols. Because the kids look up to the players, but you got to remember that the coaches are the ones who are continuously shaping these athletes. So, yes, I'm excited for the upcoming league.
If you hear a squeaky toy, that's my dog, Coach. So Coach is pressing on his squeaky toy. Sorry, he's always doing that in shows. But you know what I like takeaway for me is I watch Afril play live, and she's an attacker. Yeah, she's just an attacker. When I saw that photo, I'm like, this is actually how she plays. What amazed me was late bloomer in basketball. Imagine if she started at the age of 4 or 5, the heights of where she could be. And she has so much potential also to bring women's basketball up to a top level, bring it up here. No, for Coach Kat, I work with Coach Kat for the Win Sports Academy, and her coaching philosophy is something that I admire, which is to develop players. Not only in their skills, not only in their mind, but not only in their body, but also in their heart. No, so she also helps them in their values, and I believe that's what a coach should do overall. Not just look at the skills or the mental of the player, no, but also the heart. So, all right. So again, Claro, this is episode 56, no, and wow. Sorry, we miss you, Jay. So. Hopefully we see you next week. So, Claro, so our podcast is now a member of the Globally Ballin network. Episodes are now available on video. So search on YouTube page called Globally Ballin, subscribe and hit that bell button. Part of the show is the Globally Ballin podcast, so you dive into the sporting opportunities around the world with Aaron Aronston. Another show is 5 Minutes with an analysis-oriented show, and you hear it from athletes themselves. Next is Hang Time with Denise Densai, and all they do and talk about is volleyball. And last but not the least is an eternity of basketball, where Sid, Charlie, and Noel talk about basketball in the 80s and the 90s. The show is sponsored by Chops the Gold, New Era, Hinalaban Farm, Georgie's Delight, Arfatelli Ice Cream, and Cuts Apparel. Cuts Apparel just makes the shirts and also cycling jerseys. So if you want to know about more of cycling, hit them up at Cuts Apparel PH. Again, this wraps up episode 56, and don't make sure to follow us at WTHAW podcast. See you then.